Hi friends, my name is Jake. Welcome to Canadian Cutting Edge, and today we're taking a look at another flashlight. This is the ThruNite T1. Amazingly, this is my first ThruNite review, and I do like these little flashlights, these EDC style flashlights, because you never know when you're going to need some light. Even for situations as simple as my local hardware store. They often have things in these glass locked cabinets because theft is a problem. And it's dark in those cabinets. And sometimes you're looking for something that's further back and you don't know if they have it. And you don't want to wait for somebody to come by, to help you out. So a little flashlight, you can see if what you want is in there or not, and saves a lot of time. That's just one example. Another example is nighttime. Isn't that amazing? Sorry about that. These are great. They offer an awful lot of light at nighttime. The limitation is, of course, the battery size, and so they won't give you, as much light time at night as a big flashlight would with bigger batteries, with the same amount of lumens. But this thing can do an awful lot of lumens in turbo mode. So if you're interested in a little flashlight review, stick around. It's coming to you right now. To start with, the box comes in a nice small box and decently sturdy. You've got your manual. There is several languages, and in English, there's your main specs. The manual comes in several languages. English, here's German, and then we've got Chinese and I don't know, maybe that's Korean. I don't know. I just don't know. Inside the box, you've got a lanyard. So that's decent. And, oh no, I've misplaced the O-rings. Oh no, I didn't. They're down in here. You've got O-rings. You've got a spare cap for the charging port. And you've got a charging cable. All of that stuff comes with your flashlight when you get it. So the flashlight is aluminum, and it's quite tough. I like that they put gray on this top ring because you can't even see the scuff marks for where I did my drop test. So that's quite nice. I was fortunate that it landed on the head and not on the back, because that would probably show. You've got a tail clip here that's removable, and it's a two-way tail clip. This is my one con on this, and that is that this is so small this way right here. Let's hold it this way. There we go. That way, because I try to put it onto a baseball cap, and I can only bring it up to about there. Actually, I should demonstrate that, shouldn't I? So here's a baseball cap, and what I do is I want to put it on the baseball cap, and as you can see, it doesn't want to go up there, so I have to pull it up with my thumbnail a little bit. Get it started. Well, I was off screen, sorry. I had to pull this up with my thumbnail, and then I can push it onto about there. And you just can't push it any further. I'm gonna bend this. But that's strong enough to hold the flashlight, no problem. And the flashlight stays on there, and I haven't had it fall off. I've done it that way, and I've done it this way, so it's on top. I go outside during the nighttime quite often. With my health issues, chronic pain, and other stuff, I sometimes go for a short little walk in the middle of the night, sometimes a longer walk. And I like having light. Some of the roads are busy, and more so for other people to see me. Because, a lot of pedestrians get hit by cars, And so there's that. Putting it on this way to face backwards, there's lots of room. There's a big space between there, but you're not going to have this on your cap, pointing to your face. But there are other scenarios when you're going to use that side, and it just works very, very well. So it's just this outside one that sometimes becomes a slight issue, not a big deal. I'm going to take that back off for now. The rest of the flashlight, we've got nice grip on here. So we've got lines that go across and lines that go around. So it's good texture. Fins here for heat dissipation. There's the switch, and it's got an LED inside it. And if I turn the light on, you can see just a little bit of blue there. There you go. So blue is when it's on, but you can see when it's on. In Firefly mode, it might be good for the blue to be on because you can see just a little bit of light out of there. Turn that back off. And then that light turns, now what colors is it? It turns blue again when it's charging. So if you plug it in here to the USB port and you're charging it up, the light's off, that's blue. When it's all done charging, it turns red. And from completely dead, the battery takes about 3 hours to charge. So that's good. The flashlight has a standby mode, so if you're having it in your pocket, you don't want it accidentally turning on. How to get to the standby mode, that's in the instructions, not a big deal. And you can find that just about any. Okay, I'll cover it. You first put it in Firefly mode, so hold it for 1 second. It's in Firefly mode, just barely on. Then you hold it for 3 seconds. The light went off and it's locked out. Now to get out of lock mode, to unlock it, hold the button for 3 seconds. And now it's out of that mode. So that's very, very easy to use. You guys are going to want to know how powerful this thing is. So let's do that next, if you didn't see it on the specs. Firefly mode, 1 lumen. It can stay on for 14 days on a fully charged battery. Low is 15 lumens. That can last for 36 hours. High is 685 lumens, and I'll do that for 80 minutes, and it doesn't drop down. If you go to turbo mode, it starts off at 1500 lumens, depending on the ambient temperature, for roughly 3 minutes before it gets too hot, and then it'll drop down to 408 lumens. And so that's pretty good. Lots of options. I've got some video of using this light outside. I'll show you that right now. So here I am at the top of my steps, going down. And the last one down. Look at how bright that is. Good green grass. Chair. Old apple tree stump that I still haven't cleaned up. But birdhouse. A nice bright wide beam. You know, not super bright in the middle or something. Just a nice bright wide beam. Let's shine it against the side of the garage and see if there's any extra bright spots or if it's just sort of even. Yeah, it's a pretty even light. I look up and down it. Not bad. Right now I'm about, let me see, 4 meters away from that wall. Plenty of light. Let's go through different lights brightnesses. And you'll notice the flash when it gets to the bottom, the dimmest, flashes twice, and then it starts getting bright again. And gets dim and bright back up again. So as you can see, there's plenty of light. You don't need to use all of it. That's very bright. It is a fairly small battery, so you're going to want to use a dimmer light, like even that. You can see very well, and you won't eat up the battery as fast. And that's the brightest from a double click. That's very, very bright. Very bright indeed. Wow. Okay, so what are the other specs? Well, it's got an IPX8 reading. That's 2 meters underwater. You know, they're saying for up to 30 minutes, but usually IPX8 means sort of indefinitely, but you're not going to leave it in a puddle for or someplace for a super long time. You're not going to find it when you go back anyways, unless the water's totally clear, but then you would just pick it up, right? So yeah, you can drop it in water. I tested it in a bucket for actually about 3 hours. Not a problem at all, and it just, you know, keeps working. So that's pretty good. It's got memory, so whatever setting it was last at, you know, it goes back to that. And the memory works in the basic modes, low, medium, high. It doesn't work in strobe, it doesn't work in Firefly mode, it doesn't work in turbo mode. Okay, I like it. It's very light. It's about 2.5 ounces, about 71 grams. It's 22 millimeters across, and it's about 2 3/4 inches long. That's about 70 millimeters, 7 centimeters long, just under 7 centimeters long when I measured it. So that's quite good. The battery that's in here, let me take it out and show you. It comes with their battery. So there's the ThruNite battery, 1100 milliamps, and this is, where's the size number? There it is, 18350. This is not the CR123 size. That's even smaller than this. You won't be able to put one of those in here and have it work. So you need this battery, but comes with the battery and it comes with a charge port and the cable. So you shouldn't need to take it out of there at all. This battery is going to last for a long time before you need to replace it. So that's a good thing. There's the port right there. That's the USB mini size. And like I said, you got a spare cover. And the switch here, it's sort of like a silicone rubber right there. And it's just, you press it and it works. Press and hold, actually turn it on. There you go. Press and hold and it goes up slowly. And it goes down slowly. Once it's all the way down, it'll flash 3 times and then it'll start coming up slowly. So you do have infinite as well. You don't just have those high, medium, and low. You can do it infinite in other spots. Of course, I don't have measurements of how long it lasts at those different lumens. So there you go. That's the major features of this. The specs of it. The LED is a Cree, what's the number? Cree XPH50. So it's a common LED and it's a very good high quality LED. The beam distance, it's around 100 meters, about 330 feet, a little bit more than that. The beam intensity, the candela, is 2600 candela. And the reflector, it's sort of a cross between an orange peel and a smooth. You can see it in this picture. Maybe if I can get it close up, if I can get it to focus up here. It doesn't always focus that well. There you go. It's mostly smooth, but it's got just a tiny bit of texture to it. So it's a whole lot less textured than your typical orange peel. Slightly in between, and that's why when you saw the outside pictures, the edges are fairly smooth, and it's a good light. It functions well. It looks good. Let's get that focused. It's not heavy. It's easy to carry. The lockout function is good. This is a nice little flashlight. I've been carrying it quite a lot since I got it. I got it about a month ago, and I've spent a lot of time on it. Oh, the tie out for the lanyard is right there. And it's got a magnetic tail, so you can put it onto a magnetic surface. I just happen to have this knife handy, and it'll hang there, or straight up and down. It'll hang on there, no problem. And that's pretty good. If you have it on a surface and it's vibrating a lot, it might fall off. So it won't hold onto a surface that's shaking. So don't put it on the side of your car and drive away. It will fall off. But it's strong enough to hold its own weight quite well. So there you go. I like this little light. It's got enough different modes, so it's useful, but it doesn't have so many modes that I dislike it. I don't like flashlights that have loads and loads of different modes. There's just no way for me to memorize all of that, especially since I go through different flashlights and then, a month later I test another one. So I can't remember all the different modes, and so I've come to the conclusion that I like simple flashlights. And this one, as far as its functionality, it's simple, straightforward, and yet it has everything I could possibly want. I almost never use strobe, but if I ever got into a situation where I needed it, it's good to have it. And the other modes, you get your own amount of light that you want, especially that infinity mode, where you can choose the amount of light you want. I think I've spent enough time explaining it. If you got any questions, put them in the comment section below. And there you go, the ThruNite T1.